Hey Sony, this is Retrokid Reviews. You were probably wondering why am I not doing a Marvel Legends figures review of Madam Web. After a couple of days after seeing it in theaters and regretting not using my Regal gift card that I got from family over the holidays, no, I'm not gonna do it. Look, for everyone who wanted to see like the third video in a row with figure I guess verse of the news and all that stuff. I've seen way too many good Marvel news this week alone to be at all the same energy for that for Web. So I'm just gonna give you the freest advice I think you're ever gonna need. You see this? Yeah, it's a beat up Scarlet Spider mask, but his name is Ben Riley. Give him his live action show or movie or whatever, because I miss him in the hoodie in the comics, mainly because of Chasm shenanigans nowadays, but that's the end of it. So micro one of not really a lot of rants over. Let's just get to the obvious. What do I think of Madam Web? I mean, yeah, can you tell it's that it's insane. It's that bad. Sorry for the longest pause I think I've ever done for the channel, but it's blatantly obvious. Yeah. How do I say this nicely? Go to not just Nando View Movies, because I think he did his quick Nando cut of it, but obviously kind of funny's in review. To say this is worse than Morbius is both you can't be serious to no, I'm not kidding, it's worse than Morbius. And I reviewed it too. So, yeah, in case there's gonna be like, I guess, a razzle commentary of it back, I guess, later, I guess, the year, when this hits VOD, I don't know, maybe there's something funny there, like, Ezekiel's fine, but I'm pretty much, like, almost certain I could cosplay, like, a CW-ified version of his gear, down to, like, even, like, being shoeless. Apparently that's a TikTok trend. If there's a clip to it, I'll find it. If not, I don't know. Yeah, so I kind of was right 90% of the trailer that Ezekiel was going to be in-game only and was basically going to be pulling a lot of Kane stuff, but basically Kane's powers from Wish, if that makes it any sense for you. That all being said, for those Phantom Menace guys who are saying it's all Amy Pascal's fault, no, it's fucking not. It is clearly Avi Arad's. Like, you couldn't definitely tell there are two different Spider-Man producers. One who was making the Across the Spider-Verse movies and actually wants to move forward from trying to be 20 years behind, like, on a constant basis. Like, this is clearly a similar situation we had for the last decade with DC trying to catch up to MCU, and you can clearly tell, but way worse. So, right, I have to do the plot of this movie. Okay, so basically it takes place in 2003, already a bad year for superhero movies. Go to any of those movies I probably did as retro reviews. And, yeah, you get my mom, was researching spiders in the Amazon before she, tragically died scene, but they kept none of the audio from the trailer or even explaining that in the baby shower for Peter's mom. Oh, speaking of, another thing, I think everyone knew right out of the gate that they were not gonna say Peter Parker throughout all of this, even though they totally should have. They kept, like, even his name a mystery for the baby shower and guessing names and stuff like that. And I guess what other? I'm already thinking about the Parkers before we get to Cassandra Webb herself. Where to start with, I don't know, Dakota Johnson. She really tried. I can tell there were moments like, oh, wow, this is bad. Oh, I'm going to be stuck in a blue screen 90% of the time. Like, this is where she was saying on the press tour. This isn't her, like, 6 months after the fact and a bunch of these, toxic bros just, like, picked up her tweets and said, see, she was right all along, and we're going to Photoshop it that she said 3 months. I was like, no. She's saying that right now on the tour. So, yeah, that's weird. This is my first time seeing anything Sydney Sweeney related, and I can already say, yeah, I probably should have just watched Euphoria leading up to this. She's okay if it was a better production. I'm not mad at the director. I might be mad at the producer. I'm gonna be honest on that one. I need to be down below in case I got anything wrong. I don't know if it was Jeremy Johns or somebody else that found out that almost every TV producer during, like, the worst episodes of, like, Dexter through, like, Game of Thrones had, like, an involvement in this. So again, I feel like it's more of a producer's thing instead of a, well, writers thing, because again, we're all just coming off of the writer strike last year, and the last thing I need to do is give them any discredit here. But I'm almost certain now post strikes, I would love to see someone in that camp that had any details during the strike or whatever. I don't know. That being said, the plot is still basically stuck in the 2000s, like literally this time. Oh, and all the three Spider Women do not have their origin stories. They don't get their powers. You only get to see them in the future for like 5 to 10 minutes, easy, depending on the screen time. And Ezekiel is, like I said, is nothing like him in the comics. I was not around during the John Romita Jr. run. I want to say the late 90s and early 2000s, leading up to obviously One More Day down the road. No, I'm almost certain the guy's better. Like, this was supposed to be two things. It was supposed to probably do to Spider Totems justice, I guess, on like the Spider-Verse side of things, and be an origin story to Cassandra Webb. You don't know anything about this lady past her mom being dead in like in Amazon's Peru side of things. Also, the tribe that saved her and gave her spider powers to mainly walk and see the future. I never wanted to say this a day in my life, but it sounds like the production of Cats. It was very jellicle. I don't know how to say it nicely. This is still just the first act. Going back like 5 minutes into 10 minutes in. I'm not even kidding. So basically, she's an EMT later in life in the 2000s on Cassandra's end. There's no highlight of showing her at her best. Kind of like yeah, Morbius was a mess. Again, I'm paraphrasing from other reviewers, so go with a grain of salt at my end. But like, long story short, even in Morbius, you still need to see Dr. Michael Morbius at your service at his best before he devolves into the crazy Jared Leto infused vampire you see later in that movie. And even the same thing in like Ezekiel's case, like he doesn't have like one scene to own the room like Matt Smith did. The hashtag, that viral dance that everybody dunked on, and even in Razzle's review. Yeah, he didn't even get that. He didn't even have a moment to just ham up one area, let alone shoot any scenery, because he was ADR to no extent. Like, I'm not kidding. At points, it just felt like me puppeting my like my Marvel Legends figures at times, even on like a far shot. Like I could do it here. Like it's basically this, and then they're open mouthing like clearly like a normal like shot here, like basic composition, basic like audio syncing, and somehow he's still audio ADR'd in. I just cannot understand why. And from what I understand, I think on Kind of Funny's and Nick Scorpino's I guess analysis on the whole table read review of it, turns out that guy's in the Narcos spinoff and actually is really good. Again, I haven't really got around to seeing Narcos, either the original show or the spinoff series, Narcos Mexico. However, I was really surprised to have him as a guest star in that Mr. and Mrs. Smith reboot. Yes, I'm watching it. Yes, it'll probably end up being my end of the year reviews. Wow, it's February already, and I'm already breaking down an ended review. Wow. So, yeah, can you tell that this is a mess? And the third act is all over the place. So much so, I think in that same first act, it was bookended with the fireworks factory that you saw in like what was in the trailers when she was like going to a fire and she was premonitioning somebody's death, and then it happened in real time, kind of like Final Destination rules. Yeah, that happens, but it happens to Mike Epps. One of the few character actors I forgot to mention in my Resident Evil breakdown of the live action series during last year's Halloween episode, so go to those reviews there. Yeah, I don't want to say the guy was like the warning sign this was going to be a weird production and a weird shoot in general. And I think out of everyone in the cast who had the easy time, I don't want to say Adam Scott, because yes, that beard is very New York Queens approved for an Uncle Ben. I'll agree to that at the very least. But if, like I said with my pitch for a live action, I don't know, Scarlet Spider anything, or even why do I feel like Adam Scott could do a decent Ben Riley? I don't know. It's over. I'm overthinking that. So yeah, my pitch aside, there are a lot of character actors I never thought I'd see again in this movie, or let alone in this production. One of the actresses from Girls, the only reason why I remember her, because this is where my Toku credentials also come in. I think it was in the penultimate season where she was in the Japan episode, seeing Kabuto's actor. Because yes, no joke, in real life, that man knows fluent English. I'm not kidding. Probably a clip there if I found it in time. So, with all the cards out of the way and my overall rating for Madam Web, oh, no post credits. Apparently, that's like the non-diversity the Phantom Menace guys are going. It's like, oh wow, Sony couldn't really do a post credits. Like, would you? Do you want to do a post credit? What do you want them to do as a sequel? What are you telling me? I don't know. So yeah, basically 3 out of 10. Going off of my metrics, if I was in character as either Ben or Kane or any Spider that I had to put up with this movie, I would absolutely just put him at 1 out of 5, easy, just on their metrics alone, scaling wise. So that's my review, and I have a doctor's appointment to go to. Yes, adulting, yeah, very fun, and apparently more engaging as Madam Web. Also, I don't know if I have time to leave, I guess an animated Spider-Man clip to basically sum up the situation, so I'll leave the Twitter post down below in the description if anything. And until the next time, I have to go through 2 more Sony-driven Spider-Man-less live-action movies. Yes, I'm going to be doing Kraven. Yes, I'm going to be doing Venom 3. Spider-Verse or whatever ethereal Marvel god help me on that one, I guess. What did you think of this review? Was I a little too angry than usual? Bear in mind, I have no love lost for the cast, especially for the Spider-Woman in general. I think they did the best of their material, especially for Maddie and Anya's actresses. My apologies of not getting them in time. Like I said, cast IMDb down below. I hope they get work. I don't think this is going to be a career ender for everybody's careers. I'm going to say a pause, if anything, because, yeah, I think some of the reporting of Dakota Johnson's basically said, oh, I am switching management, like, agencies after this, and rightfully so. So, hopefully better futures. End card over here to the first one here to my overall thoughts with X-Men 97, since we're talking Marvel-related good projects. And other hand here to my critical role shorts for episode 84. Yeah, 85 just happened as of this recording. I'll have Tuesday spoilers for that in the shorts. Not at all Marvel adjacent gear because they didn't have time to do an actual, I guess, showcase of the suits. Here, just on the channel, hit the notification bell down below. And until next time, no meme quote because something 50 Shades, I don't know.